Hi, and welcome back to Creative AI Explorer. I am Pixel Pia. Last time we saw Svalan and Freja comment on their photos we have created from their trip through Europe. We also gave Freja a real voice using ElevenLabs. Today we're gonna take it to the next step. We're gonna build this story in the voices of Freja and Svalan, but they will later on be narrated by another voice in my voice gallery and in ElevenLabs, Elias Nocturne. But today we will have Freja and Svalan write the intro, the connecting parts between the images, and the outro of the story. So with that said, let's move over to my computer. So here we are in ChatGPT. I have prepared a prompt and it says, you are Svalan and Freja, two sisters telling the story of your journey across Europe. Working together, write short narration lines that connect the images, an introduction, brief transitions that move the story from one city to the next, and a closing reflection. Keep each line short and clear as if written for a narrator's voice. As a reminder, your trip was from Stockholm, Copenhagen, Paris, London, Madrid, Rome, Greece, Prague, and Munich, and back to Stockholm. And you traveled by train. I want you to write it all in Canvas so we can edit together and leave placeholders for images, videos where they belong. So let's send this to ChatGPT and see what we get back. Script for Svalan and Freja's journey across Europe. Opening, narration. We began our journey in Stockholm, two sisters setting out across Europe by train. Transition. And that's image video Stockholm. From Stockholm we crossed to Copenhagen, the first stop on our path. Transition 2. The tracks carried on onward to Paris, where the city opened like a new stage. You know what? We need to change this. Write it in third person, narrated by Elias. So let's send that and see what happens. Go back to the edit. Okay, let's look at it now. Narration. Two sisters set out from Stockholm, beginning a journey by train across Europe. Svalan steady, Freja curious, both carrying their own wonder. And then comes the image and eventually the video. Transition 1. From Stockholm they crossed into Copenhagen. Freja lingered at the zoo while Svalan found calm in the rhythm of the city's canals. Transition 2. The track carried them into Paris. Freja delighted in the cafes, sketching words between sips, while Svalan stood quietly watching the city move around her. Transition 3. Across the channel, London greeted them with its restless hum. Svalan felt the weight of history in its zone. Freja the thrill of voices on every corner. They moved south to Madrid. Okay, I think that is pretty good. Here we have now the final script. I put it together outside of the video. We have these comments that are supposed to be the narration, the intro. Then we have the comments from Svalan and from Freja. And we are gonna copy all of this and move over to ElevenLabs here. And we are at the home screen and we are gonna choose the audiobook in this case. We are not gonna upload, but we're gonna pick a default voice here, Elias Nocturne. and we are gonna paste in our script here. So as you can see, if I highlight all of it, everything is Elias Nocturne, and we don't want that. That's why I set it up exactly this way. I know this is Elias Nocturne's line. This line, we should change the speaker to Svalan. And the next line is gonna be changed to Freja. So now we know this is again Elias. This one is Svalan. This one is Freja. As I'm filming this, I'm gonna speed it up and change it all so we can listen to the final version. Okay, so now all of that is done, and if we jump in between here, we see, and you see also down at the bottom that it goes Elias, Svalan and Freja, and they are color coded, so it's easy to see here that it works. So let's go up to the start here. And let me put my headphones on so I can hear it too, and let's listen.
Two sisters set out from Stockholm, beginning a journey by train across Europe. Svalan steady, Freja curious, both carrying their own wonder.
There's a kind of stillness in this moment, right before the journey begins.
I love how the cherry blossoms made the whole station feel like a celebration.
From Stockholm, they crossed into Copenhagen. Freja lingered at the zoo, while Svalan found calm in the rhythm of the city's canals.
Watching the monkeys felt like watching a mirror of our own playfulness.
Ice cream, sunshine.
Okay, so now we have all of it. We can go in and do some changes if we want to each voice. For example, I feel that that Freja was a little quieter. So let's turn Freja's commentary up a bit and let's see if it sounds better now.
There's a kind of stillness in this moment, right before the journey begins.
I love how the cherry blossoms made the whole station feel like a celebration.
Okay, that was much better. But as you can see here, you can play. Now we are with Freja. You can play with speed, stability, similarity with the original, and so forth. You can also go in and add sound effects. We could create some music here. I want to download the audio file without any sound effects or background music. So I hit export, and here I can choose a single file or paragraphs. I am going to choose single file. We can also choose MP3 or WAV file, and it will cost 2,109 credits to generate the remaining paragraphs. So I will generate them now. So now we have the full audio story, and I have downloaded it off camera. At the end of today's video, I will put up the full audio story with the images we have created. But that's not the end goal. Next week, we have 2 more videos in this series. The first one, we will take the images to create short video clips from these videos. We will then in the next video put it all together to a complete video where we will add background music, maybe some sound effects, but there are a lot of work. So if you are interested in following that work, I suggest you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified. And if you are curious about how I created these voices to start with, the project that started all of this, I have an ebook and a workbook for sale at pixelpia.gumroad.com, and I have a website at voicecraft.pixelpia.com. www.svallandfreja.com, where you can learn more about this method. I hope to see you back here next week when we go into the video phase of this project. As always, stay curious. Bye.
Two sisters set out from Stockholm, beginning a journey by train across Europe. Svalan steady, Freya curious, both carrying their own wonder.
There's a kind of stillness in this moment, right before the journey begins.
I love how the cherry blossoms made the whole station feel like a celebration.
From Stockholm, they crossed into Copenhagen. Freya lingered at the zoo, while Svalan found calm in the rhythm of the city's canals.
Watching the monkeys felt like watching a mirror of our own playfulness.
Ice cream, sunshine, and monkeys. Honestly, the perfect mix for a day.
The tracks carried them into Paris. Freya delighted in the cafes, sketching words between sips, while Svalan stood quietly, watching the city move around her.
Every map leads somewhere, but this croissant reminded me to pause first.
I swear pastries in Paris taste like laughter in buttery form.
Across the channel, London greeted them with its restless hum. Svalan felt the weight of history in its stone. Freya the thrill of voices on every corner.
The street performer's bowler hat made the whole square feel like theater.
Crispy fries and unexpected comedy. London knows how to charm us.
They moved south to Madrid. Night stretched endlessly here, laughter spilling into the streets, and both sisters gave in to the warmth of it.
The table felt like a map of flavors, each dish pointing us deeper into Spain.
I could live off tapas forever, especially with guitar music in the background.
Rome was next, where time itself seemed layered. Svalan's gaze held the ruins, while Freya whispered about the stories still alive between them.
The Trevi Fountain reminded me how history flows into every present moment.
We tossed our coins, made our wishes, and caught the glow of the city in one frame.
In Greece, the sea and sky blurred into one vast horizon. Here, both sisters grew quiet, the silence between them carrying as much as words ever could.
The sea had a way of softening every thought into something simple.
I couldn't stop laughing as the waves chased my dress.
Prague awaited with cobblestones and echoes. Freya traced its charm, while Svalan listened for the older notes beneath its music.
The candlelight made every word between us feel heavier, like it mattered more.
I love how even dinner can turn into a story when we share it this way.
Munich was their final stop before turning home. Beer halls, song, and a shared sense that the road had given them more than they expected.
The hall was loud and alive, yet I felt strangely grounded with every toast.
Giant pretzels, music, and laughter. I wanted the night to never end.
At last, the train brought them back to Stockholm, changed not by the distance, but by the moments gathered along the way, together.
Coming home felt different, as if the journey had reshaped the city too.
We started with ice cream and ended with ice cream, like bookends of joy.